Yo, guys, welcome back to Undefeated Locals. It's the boys, Marvin and Edgar, back with our annual, per set draft tier list. Everybody else, all the other content creators out there have already shown you the power of girl power, the actual competitive tier list. That's not what we're here to do for you guys. We're here to show you how these characters interact with the limited formats being drafted and sealed.
Yeah. So with the Girl Power drafts right around the corner, we wanted to get this video out to you guys. We were going to do it last week.
Yeah, we were. A whole lot happened both in the community and our lives. So couldn't do that, but we got you guys before your events kick off. This is kind of like a blanket, all-encompassing limited format, right? We're gonna focus on draft heavy just because that's what our locals do. But what we say here will definitely apply in sealed. In sealed, it's just that much easier to play these characters.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into the list here. We have all of the characters, and we're going to be doing this in the normal A, B, C, D. A being like, yes, definitely play this. B, you're probably still good. C, you don't have to go home if this is what you ended up drafting.
And D,
D,
scoop up your packs. I hope you got good pulls and
yeah.
just leave.
So, starting off, right off the top of the list, we're going to go straight down them. Toga. Toga. So people really wanted her up here, right?
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did.
She's here.
Yeah, she's gonna be in D in both limited and constructed now, thanks to UVS games.
Yeah.
You have to have other character cards on symbol and draft for this character to pop off.
Yeah.
This is probably the one that is going to that would have a different sealed rating, right?
Mm-hmm.
In sealed, this character is actually probably pretty insane.
Yeah.
Because we get to use any of the characters we pull.
Yeah, you get a chance at 6 characters, right?
Yeah, and having that slot be active, even wanted, rather than dead in the pack is really interesting for this character.
Yeah.
But other than that, she's going to be in the D tier. You have to, not only do we have to add these characters to our deck, but we have to mill them and find them. Not a good rate.
You're just not getting any of her support,
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, Kendo. Kendo's an easy one.
Yeah, Kendo's just really solid. All we have to draft or sealed is mid attacks, right?
Yeah.
That's literally all this character needs to pop off. And they don't even have to all be mids, because she just says your next X attack,
Mm-hmm.
So she's totally fine with 70% mids, even her kit has some high attacks. So
yeah,
she's gonna be really solid in the format.
Next up, super unfortunate. My girl goes down here.
Yeah, I'll let you take this one.
So Jiro she's not doing anything on anyone's turn ever. And she needs to be able to check a card that she's playing. So there's an argument to be made in draft, oh well, you just draft 8 of the same card. You can get
8 of this, yeah.
When do you ever get 8 of the same card?
Absolutely.
So she's just not functional. Don't try and draft for her. If you do, I've warned you.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Lady Nagant. She's gonna land right here in C. Not the best character, not very powerful. She relies on certain things in her kit, but you can play her.
Yeah, for sure. Her form is always online, right? Mm-hmm. We always just get to add the top card of our deck face down, send this thing 3 high for 3 or whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
So always being able to do the main thing on your character card, super solid. She's not locked to anything like that. So that's really cool.
Yeah. We had a discussion about Mina. I think she's higher. I think she's in B. Marvin, where do you think she lands?
I think it's I don't think she's D by any means, right? We have enough commons and uncommons to really make her pop off. Edgar kind of convinced me of that. I think she lands closer to C than she does in B, but we're going to see a lot of characters in C, so we're going to put her in B anyway.
She'll probably be the lowest on B.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she has a few things that will flip in her card pool, and she doesn't need everything. She's not Mina 1.
Yeah,
she wants everything to flip. She just needs 2 flipped cards in her card
Absolutely.
pool.
She has Edgar was letting me know she has a couple of Bakugo's kit that she gets to access that just resolve and flip, which is nice.
Yeah,
so
Bakugo, Denki.
Yeah.
There's a few things.
She's got some moves.
Next up, Mirko. Another one that we weren't quite solid on, but we think she probably lands here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She's definitely like high B or like low A,
Yeah,
right? For sure. This character has probably the most commons and uncommons that are her keyword out of any of these locked characters ever. She has 16 commons and uncommons and like 27 total rarity,
yeah.
which is really good for a keyword locked character.
Yeah, the only downside to her that I see is that
Blowing up your
you
stage
have
in
to rip
limited.
apart your stage and limited. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's very little ways to mitigate that, so you just end up with 4 foundations all every
You
turn.
definitely have to kill your opponent.
Yeah. So next up, Momo. Momo, I think is an easy one. I think she honestly lands higher than Mirko here.
I agree because like she has to do nothing to pop off, right?
Yeah,
This character again has like we've with her we see the first thing for the first time we see like constant speed hate in the limited format because she just has it printed on her character card, which is super solid, and she is searching for unique foundations in a limited format. They're
yeah,
all one ups,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
You
everything
can
I
pull so many
drafted,
one-ups.
yeah. So
So yeah, I think she's gonna run really well if you end up pulling her. Next up, we're gonna be running into Mount Lady. Mount Lady, where does she end up? Probably here.
yeah, yeah, I would agree. Like in between those two is like really solid. Again, she's not like having to like hunt as much for like a specific thing. She always gets to do her thing. She's always giving her move powerful X.
Yeah,
She gets like the free momentum, which like there's so many like powerful and EX cards in this set, mostly because of like the draft like cards that they've added.
yeah.
But yeah, I think she's gonna be really solid.
Next up, we're gonna have the girl Ochako. Yeah, Ochako. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably better than Nagant.
Yeah, I think she like has to be like she's like really easy to like she's a very easy like draft game plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can literally just draft all mids, make them highs. She has the simplest defense game plan in both sealed and constructed of draft as many high blocks as possible because I'm
Yeah,
going to make them all high anyway.
yeah. And you just gotta you overcome the +1 speed and you're good.
Yeah, as long as you
Um,
don't just get aced by low attacks, which like she can't do anything with,
yeah,
you'll be pretty fine.
yeah. Next up, we're going to have oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she's worse than the other two because you need her whole kit to make her function.
Not a fan of
And
mushrooms, huh?
yeah, well, she needs her SR or she needs
Her
her UR,
asset,
her
yeah,
asset, her
yeah.
foundation. She needs so many things in order to function. You're just not going to get any of them. You're going to end up, getting her base counters.
And
And
that's going to do a whole lot of nothing.
yeah,
I completely agree.
so I don't think she's going anywhere. Very unfortunate
We're not
there.
mushroom believers.
Yeah. Next up, we have Hatsume Mei. Um, she's either better or worse than Ochako. She's not worse than Nagant, I don't think.
It's
Uh,
probably like slightly worse because of being keyword locked than a Chaco. I mean, not
yeah,
Nagant.
yeah.
Like she's searching weapon and tech guys. Again, Edgar and I like really overanalyzed each of these characters for you. She has like something like 12 or 13 common and uncommon weapon and tech cards on her
Hmm.
symbol, which is insane, right? Like that
Yeah,
is a really good rate in a draft. You can very easily have a lucky pull and just only draft tech and weapons. I don't know how, like what she's doing in regards to like the pace of the game, which is why definitely why she's in C tier.
yeah,
To outpace people, she definitely needs like her UR, right?
yeah, yeah. She's in constructed. Your people have been talking about. Oh man, Breaker 7 is
Yeah, well,
crazy,
yeah, and that's great, but like
but
in draft, that's not
yeah, you're
happening.
never gonna see that. Moving on from May, we got Midnight. Ooh, that was a good one. Again, another C. Where does she land?
God,
Uh,
that is tough.
yeah, I'm gonna put her here.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So she's doing a lot. So she's keyword locked to ranged, which is unfortunate, but she does get a little bit of opponent hand control.
Yeah, for sure. Like she always has the on block response, which is like super solid, especially in limited when it says discard a card, right? Like
Yeah,
that it's gonna be very hard to recover from like discard a card in this format, as you're not finding very many draw pieces in general.
yeah.
So
Next up, same problem as Mount Lady, but I believe she's running them better. I think she probably lands right here.
yeah, yeah, for sure. This character is pretty wild, right? She's
Mm-hmm.
okay and limited. She's like probably like one of the better girl power characters in constructed as well. Nejire just being able to pick up a free ranged attack from her discard pile is
Yeah,
pretty solid. Not even at the loss of health, at the loss of max health, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
like we're potentially losing actually nothing out of the deal sometimes.
yeah, and then just being able to build your blocks.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, having something that's always free, I'm going to get this either way. We don't need them to all be ranged, right? We just need like literally, we just need like 3 or 4 ranged attacks, and you'll be just fine as
Yeah,
long as you have them to pick up. Just don't put them in your momentum ever, and
exactly.
you'll always be able to draw them back.
Moving on, Pony. Pony is everyone's favorite girl, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like
And
everybody's pet deck, and we're here to tell you that your pet deck is garbage.
uh, especially in sealed, where she needs so much going on for her to be functional because she's losing hand advantage every time she wants to
And
gain
again, we
counters.
already mentioned how bad it is discarding cards in this
Yeah,
format, right?
yeah.
Like,
So she's gonna whittle her hound down to nothing to get those counters and then die before she ever gets to use them.
absolutely. We're not pumping up stats consistently, which like stats is king in limited, right?
Yeah.
We just want big number, and she's not offering that.
Speaking of giving things big numbers, this Ryukyu sure doesn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, she's probably not as bad as Pony or Jiro, but
Yeah, I'd put her like yeah.
she's probably no, she's probably top of D right now.
Yeah, yeah, she's not like the worst, right? We need to find things that only have one printed ability, which is not the hardest thing in these sets anymore because of like the only EX, only powerful
Yeah,
type of attacks that are on hand. But she's going to get outpaced like no other. She's going to be like one of the slowest characters in limited, and you definitely don't want to go slow in this format.
yeah. Next up, we've got the girl Asui. I love Asui, but she belongs here. No, no, here. There we go. I think that's where she belongs.
Yeah, fair.
Um, the respond, give your high or low blocks breaker one, is so neat and just never going to do anything.
Yep, absolutely. Like
Especially with Kendo being so relevant in this
yeah,
format.
100%. Like Kendo just none of them do anything, right?
Yeah,
Like I can just run all mids, especially again, like every set is organized. Like mids are also king. Like yeah, it's just gonna do a whole lot of nothing most
yeah.
likely.
Next up, Woman. Woman's an easy one, guys. Woman gets free stats.
Yeah, yeah. This character is again another character that's insane in the limited format, insane in constructed. People are sleeping on the big lady.
Yeah.
Character's nuts. Remove a card for 2 stats is absolutely wild.
The, honestly, these two are interchangeable. They can go in
Yeah,
either
absolutely.
formation
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
If you end up pulling this card, just run it. You're probably gonna ace your locals.
Absolutely. Super solid.
Next up, we have Ibarra, one of the reprints. Ibarra, ooh, yeah, she's probably here. Ibarra's good, but she's a 719. She's very susceptible to just dying on the spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Her thing is still very relevant, right? We're printing low attacks. We got plenty of low attacks to choose from.
Hmm.
But yeah, being so squishy without just constant access to face shield makes this character really hard to run in any
Exactly.
format right now.
Yeah, if you get one face shield, that's one opportunity maybe to use it
Yeah,
if you pull all of her other kit. Next up, the Invisible Girl Toru. Uh, again, just free stats, free bonus uninteractable speed.
absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely. Toru is insane. This character is super solid. Always has been. We've watched her win regionals before, she can still do it today. On interactable speed, right?
yeah,
your speed hate doesn't matter here. Your checks are still getting hacked, and like again, a free cancel your attack is
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely insane.
Especially in a limited format where that your opponent's probably only going to have one crazy attack in their full
Yeah,
deck. So
absolutely
you just yeah say no, put that one back after you checked a 3 to play your 6 diff. You know.
crazy.
And then lastly, Uabami. Uabami. So because of how few cards she gets to play with.
Yeah, I I would love an answer as to why we chose Uabami as a reprint when the other two reprinted characters got their entire kits reprinted, including a Plus Ultra promo. Like, I do
Mhm.
not understand why we printed this character in a set that literally has a total of 2 3 damage attacks, one being an ultra rare.
Yeah,
If you pull this character, it's cool. You got the money card probably, but like you're not gonna be drafting with it. That's for sure. You're just gonna sell it to your homies.
yeah, exactly. This is it, guys. Very unfortunately, like more than half of the characters in this set aren't great.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, you get 6 chances at hopefully A, maybe B tier. That's it.
yep, yep.
A-
Other than that, like the C's are like looking kind of sad. You might be able to like pull something out if you draft really well. D's, again, just like our first video showed you, I would just pick up my packs and go home.
yeah,
But yeah, it should still be a fun event, especially since like most of your stores are probably going to be running these as sealed events. I think a lot of these characters do very well in that format.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, you'll still have a great time. We're back to having actual pre-release kits, which is super dope. So your pack should be like a little spicy, a little spicier than usual, as well as collecting a guaranteed alt art, right?
yeah, exactly.
So you should be able to net maybe an extra character, maybe an actual UR attack that you can utilize in your draft, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. We hope you take the information that we've given you, go out there and ace your locals in this pre-release event.
Kill them all, dude. You probably won't see very many girl power videos from us in the coming weeks, as the set is like definitely on like a downtrend in the community. But Godzilla is right around the corner, guys. Me and Edgar are both building decks for that set. That set looks like so much fun. So here in the next couple of days, we'll get you guys some new deck profiles out, and we got our season 2 starting up. So
Yeah.
more competitive content right up the road.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Peace.
Peace.